Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, continuing my series for how each team in the NFL can win Super Bowl 52. And today we're talking about the Carolina Panthers. We are done with the 7 worst teams from last season in the NFL. Now we're talking about some serious Super Bowl contenders, to me at least. And we're going to start with the Carolina Panthers. And I think the Panthers are ready to bounce back. Now, I'm not quite sure if I want to predict the Panthers to even go back to the playoffs because, man, the NFC South will be tough. The Falcons roster is still really good, although Matt Ryan, you don't know what kind of season he's going to have from year to year. Their roster is still really good, and the Bucks keep trending up, and the Saints keep trending even, right? So I'm not sure if I want to put the Panthers in the playoffs even, but if they do these 3 things I'm about to discuss, the Panthers can go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. Let's start with key number 1. Cam Newton has to return to 2015 season 4. Now, he doesn't have to be quite as good statistically. Like that year he put up, what was it, about 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He can get away with putting up 30 touchdowns and maybe 13 interceptions. But he has to be pretty damn close, okay? Like, he has to be pretty damn close to where he was in 2015. He wasn't in 2016, as he threw 19 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. He struggled throughout the year. He didn't run for as many yards as he did in 2015. He didn't throw for as many yards as he did in 2015. He was less efficient, and the offensive line was a little worse, but not much worse, as he was sacked 33 times in 2015, but was sacked 36 times in 2016, so he only had a little worse protection, but his stats dipped way down. He may not have to win the MVP award again, but he's going to have to be of that echelon of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. So that is key number 1. Key number 2. The defense has to go back to 2015 form. Again, if the Panthers made the Super Bowl last year in 2015, they just have to go back to the stuff they did in 2015. So the defense has to go back to 2015 form. Now, when you look at this defense right now, I like it. Okay, now last season they moved on from Josh Norman and they felt the hurt of that early on in the season. But rookies, James Bradberry and Daryl Worley, they started to step up as the season went on, and James Bradberry ended up having a pretty damn good season, if I may say so myself. I'm comfortable with him being the #1 cornerback on this football team this upcoming season, and maybe even for seasons to come. They signed Captain Munnerlyn back. He's back. He played for the Vikings last year. He'll be back in a Carolina Panther uniform, and they had a bunch of cornerbacks they were going through last season. They even called up Cortland Finnegan, for God's sake. Oh my God. Now you just have Munnerlyn, Worley, and Bradberry leading your cornerback core. Maybe some other guys can compete at that position as well. I like the cornerbacks. The defensive line, Kawan Short is a beast, but he went from 11 sacks in 2015 to 6 sacks in 2016. He's going to have to get closer to 11. Doesn't have to hit 11, but get closer to that number. There's a whole rotation of defensive ends right now. You have Mario Addison. Yeah, you traded away Coney Ealy. You signed you signed Julius Peppers back in free agency. You have Charles Johnson still alive and well doing his thing. I can't believe it. He's not that old, but it seems like he is. You have the nice rotation there, okay? What will they do? Can they continue to find success and consistent success getting after the quarterback? I look at Vernon Butler, who you drafted last year at defensive tackle out of Louisiana Tech. I was a huge Vernon Butler fan. To me, he had a disappointing 2016 campaign, although it was only his rookie year. I expect him to step up this year. Linebackers, Luke Kuechly must stay healthy. Okay, that's the issue with him right now. Last year, could not stay healthy, man. That guy got concussed. Man, he was over crying his eyes out. I know we love Luke Kuechly, but man, he was over there crying his eyes out, and I felt for the guy. I'm like, man, is this guy okay? My goodness. Okay, you also have Thomas Davis, getting older, but still good. And I want to say he had 4 forced fumbles in 2015. He's going to have to get closer to that number again in 2017 if they want to go back to Super Bowl. I look also at Shaq Thompson, who plays a little safety, plays a linebacker. He's going to have to make an impact. And the safeties right now, Kurt Coleman's not great to me, but he had 7 interceptions in 2015. Come back and give me something like that in 2017 if we're going to go back to the Super Bowl, man. Also, you have Mike Adams, who you signed from the Indianapolis Colts. This guy's been a nice player for the Colts for a number of years. I think he's going to find success in this Panthers safety course. The defense, to me, has a lot of potential on it, has some veterans on it, has some youth on it. I'd like a little more youth in the front 7, but overall, I'm impressed with this unit, and they need to go back to their 2015 form. When I say 2015, by the way, I mean the regular season of 2015, because it was the 2015-16 season in which the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. And then finally, the last step. Is it going to be another position group or another unit going back to its 2015 form? No, no, no. I say the wide receivers have to step up. Right now you have Kelvin Benjamin, who, oh my God, this guy's been eating some cheeseburgers in the offseason as he's shown up overweight to OTAs. And my goodness, man, he looks horrible right now, Kelvin Benjamin. Now, I expect the weight to go down, but that's an issue with him right now. Also, you lost Ted Ginn in free agency. He's not playing for New Orleans. He's going to hurt you down the road, I'll tell you that right now. But Devin Funchess is still there. The guy continues to underwhelm. Will he ever amount to being a good wide receiver in the NFL? I'm starting to have my doubts. Curtis Samuel, you drafted him out of Ohio State. You drafted him in the 2nd round, but I want to say the 40th overall pick. I'm not a huge Curtis Samuel fan, but he could be a nice Ted Ginn type player for you, but don't expect much more than that. The funny thing about Ted Ginn was I felt he had a better 2016 season than 2015 season, but in 2015, obviously that's when you went to the Super Bowl. So we'll see what Samuel can do, but he's going to have to be a good deep threat, okay, for your football team, and he can at least do that. He has the speed to do that. He's just a little less skilled than I would like. The wide receivers, to me, have to step up. And right now, I'm not that impressed with them as a core. You also signed the guy formerly of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't remember his name right now. Let me pull up his name real quick. Wide receiver, what's his name? Oh, yeah, it is Russell Shepard, who you picked up from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy's not great. And you also signed Charles Johnson, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings. I've been battling with Vikings fans over the last couple years because every year they tell me, look out for Charles Johnson, and he never does anything, and my premise is he'll never do anything. He's not good. Okay, so I'm really concerned about this wide receiving core, and I know the Panthers are a run-based team, and you look at Christian McCaffrey, the 1st-round pick out of Stanford, and you look at him and you say, okay, if this guy's going to do good, then we'll be good, and also him and Jay Stewart will be great. I agree, but Cam Newton, as I said for key number 1, he's going to have to do better this season. In order for that to happen, this wide receiving core is going to have to be at least decent. And right now, I'm not sure if it's going to be. Kelvin Benjamin showing up overweight. You have Russell Shepard, Devin Funchess, an unproven Curtis Samuel, and Charles Johnson. I just say blah. When I look at this wide receiving core, Brenton Burson, come on. So this wide receiving core to me is an issue, and it's got to be not great. It doesn't have to be great, but it's going to have to be good, okay? And right now, that's my main concern when I look at this entire Panthers team. I also look at Matt Khalil on the offensive line. I don't like him. But anyway, there you go. That's key number 1, 2, and 3 for the Carolina Panthers to go to Super Bowl 52 and win it. It seems like the Panthers are going to the playoffs every other year, so it's probably about that time. But for now, I will have them teetering on the edge of making the playoffs. Will I have them in the playoffs? You're going to stick around and subscribe for that, as I will make my Panthers season preview in August, and I will give you my official prediction. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Carolina Panthers and how they can make Super Bowl 52. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. And I'm out. Peace.